Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what they say. The early bird gets the W. So what's going on, you guys? Good morning, guys. Good morning. It's your boy Joe Castro, a.k.a. Philly Fresco, and it is another episode of Philly's Morning Show. So today, we got a lot to talk about, man. We have some updates on Nakobe Dean. We got some updates on who will be starting in that slot, and we got some updates on what the NFL thinks of the Philadelphia Eagles. So we are going to get into all of that today. We are going to have some fun in this morning. Obviously, we do have a poll question today, so definitely get to that poll question. Already got a couple of votes on it. 12 votes so far. All I'm asking, because it looks like he's going to be the starter in the slot, is do you have faith in Mario Goodrich? Do you have faith in him playing that slot position? So far, out of 12 votes, we are literally split 50-50. So 50% of you guys are saying yes, 50% of you guys are saying no. I'm gonna keep checking over. Now we're a little bit higher on the no. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 12 people in the chat. Let's see who we got in here. Let's see who's talking so far. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got. We got Tebow in the building. He said, with all the Eagles draft picks next year, they have a bunch. It wouldn't shock me to see Howie make a big move nobody is expecting. That's Howie Roseman. That's a Howie Roseman special right there. That's a Howie Roseman special. Antonio, what's going on? He said everybody like Goodrich when he made the 53-man roster, so he is next up. Give him a shot, and if he doesn't perform, then move on. Facts. I mean, we saw that we brought in, a veteran, William Jackson, to try out, to work out for the Philadelphia Eagles, which we'll go over the full list of tryouts. And maybe, he's the guy that the Eagles want to, go forward with. And this is just, like you said, an audition for Mario Goodrich. We would definitely see. What's going on, T-Will? What's going on? Tebow said, I'm pretty sure the Eagles have 10 picks in the 2024 draft with the compensatory formula added in. Howie is a now guy. I wouldn't be shocked at all if he made a big-time trade. Excuse me. I wouldn't be either. I definitely would not. It is not out of the realm of possibilities. Now, look, I said yesterday, and I stand by that because I have talked to more people. There's nothing shaking as far as Budda Baker, nothing that I've heard as far as Budda Baker. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, it could be a hush-hush thing. Could be happening in the background. I haven't heard about any other names that possibly could be getting traded for, but we have heard that Howie Roseman's making calls, and that's nothing that surprises me, right? The Eagles and Howie Roseman have been known to be the team that likes to make calls, likes to figure out who's on the open market. He said it before, right? If there's a guy available, it's his job to go see if it's worth it for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think that he's doing his due diligence. I ain't too worried about it. Looking for Sasuke, said hell no. You don't have faith in him. I got a little bit of faith. We'll talk about what I feel about Mario Goodrich. Stony Hawk, what's going on? Michael Burr says make a move. Yeah, we got to make a move. Make it now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, are we in desperation mode for a move? I don't think so. I mean, look, at the end of the day, yes, would we like somebody to kind of add some solidarity to that secondary? Definitely. I mean, yes, if you're going to add somebody that's good to this team, never going to complain about that, but I don't think that it's a dire need right now. What's going on, PJ? Bird Gang says, why sign these people if we don't believe they can do the job? Let's just see what Gang can do for real. I agree, Bird Gang. I agree. I mean, you got all these guys. You got a lot of young guys, right? See what they could do. Make something happen. See if they're the future of your team. You got Eli Ricks on this team. You got Mario Goodrich. You got, Kaylee Ringo, which I don't really think is ready to start right now, but you have him. If you have faith in him, let's see what he got. I mean, you have all these guys. You might as well see what you got on the roster before you start giving up assets. Berto says all it will take is one bad play and people will hate him. Hopefully not. Honestly, I already see people talking junk about Mario. Not talking junk, but not having the faith in Mario Goodrich because of last week. Last week he came in cold. I mean, that's a tough assignment to come in cold against one of the better passing offenses in the league. I mean, we could say whatever we want to say about Kirk Cousins, about, our defense not playing that well, but you're going out there against Jordan Addison. They got a really good tight end in Hockenson. They got, obviously one of, if not the best wide receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson. So you're asking an undrafted rookie in his, second year to come out and fill in that slot position. So it's tough. It's tough. I'm not going to judge him off of that one game. Davis says, I got faith in Goodrich. He came in cold and gave up some receptions. I still felt like we can get something out of him with him preparing to play and be involved in the game plan now. That's 100% true. That's kind of where I'm at. You have a full 13 days to kind of get ready for this game and have your mentality ready to be a starter and to be in there. And you know, you have to watch the film. You got to see what these guys are all about. So I think that extra time is going to be able to, you know, kind of get him ready for this game. If they don't work out, find another body. Exactly. I mean, that's it. Try him out with a short leash. I mean, how short of a leash? I'm not pulling him in game. I'll say that much. I'm not going to pull him in game. If he doesn't do well, we're rocking with him to the end of that game. I mean, it is what it is. I really don't think it makes sense to pull him in game. If you're going to put him out there, let him play, and then next game, if you didn't like what he did in that game, next game you go and find somebody else. I'm not pulling him. Yeah, one game. You give him this game, and you know, if he's absolutely garbage, then you know, you pull him. But I don't think he will be. We will get to that though. Philly, is it true Nolan Smith doesn't like playing linebacker because I feel he could be a great cover OLB along with blitzing? I haven't heard that. I don't know anything about that. I mean, I haven't seen that, but I don't know. I think that he likes the pass rush. I don't want to make any statement like that because I really don't know. I would have to ask him, right? But I don't know if he'll be a great coverage guy. It takes more than just speed to be a coverage guy. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people look at his speed and be like, oh, why he can't cover anybody. I mean, it takes a lot more than just speed. It takes footwork, it takes technique, it takes, you know, knowledge of your assignments and everything. It takes a lot more than just, you know, speed and athleticism to be a good coverage linebacker. So maybe they just don't have faith in him. I'm not really sure why they're not even really playing him. I think he has like 12 or 13 snaps between the first two games. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So, you know, hopefully that changes. I'm really hoping that changes. Jacob says, I was high on Greedy. I wonder what happened with him. Was he really that trash? It could be just lingering injuries, right? It could be lingering injuries. It could be that you said, you know, I like Eli Ricks more than Greedy Williams, so I'm going with the youth. I'm going with the, you know, long-term, cheaper contract. Maybe that's what happened. You know, it's a great question. And I'm sure over time things will kind of come out because he hasn't had another workout, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen him working out for any other team. So, you know, I don't know. BMO says one game, yeah. He gonna shine this week. Y'all got the Bucks. Should be an easy dub. Hey, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that this is gonna be an easy win for us. This is a team that's 2-0. And that's how I'm looking at it. The Buccaneers are 2-0. I don't care how they got there. I don't care how they looked on the way there. Because we weren't the prettiest team going to 2-0. So I'm gonna, you know, keep my eyes wide open for this Buccaneers team, and I'm ready for whatever. I'm ready for whatever. What's going on, Mark? Shout out to everybody in the chat. We already got 30 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? Join the family. Why not? Why not? I think we're like 50 away from 6K, so that's pretty cool. PJ said, you scared of Godwin and Mike Evans? Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not scared in the sense of we can, you know, they're gonna demolish us. We have no answer, but they're great wide receivers. I mean, Godwin is a beast. He's from Penn State. Mike Evans has been one of the most consistent wide receivers in the game over his whole career. So, yeah, I won't say scared. I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll be able to, you know, slow them down, and that's really what it comes down to. Uno, what's going on? It's not going to be easy. We need to look way better in the passing game to beat them. Their run defense is stout. Swift ain't rushing for the... I don't know. I mean, look, we can physically impose our will on a lot of teams. And I think that if you see, all right, this is another... You remember when they told us that we weren't doing nothing against the Saints and we went out there and ran all over them? This is how I'm feeling. If you are saying that you are the #1 run defense, let's test that. Let's see how that's really working out. Let's test that. Let's go in and run up the gut and see if you can stop us. And if you can't, we're going to keep running until you can. I'm not going into any game saying we're going to be different than what we are. We are a power, you know, knock them out, drag them out type team. Like, that's what we are. We are a win in the trenches type team. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. I am not going to change who I am to appease, you know what I'm saying, the masses, or to look like what they think we should look like. Nah, buddy. We ain't doing it. We are not doing it. I promise you that much. But I do want to get into some news. Look, there's some good news. There's some bad news. You know, we'll get into everything. I'm going to start with the injury update with Nakobe Dean. I don't know if you guys knew this. I didn't know this. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hoping he would be back by like week 3, week 4, something along those lines. I was maybe a little optimistic he would come back this week, maybe a little hopeful. But the injury update that I got, Josh Tolentino did a really good interview of Nakobe Dean, obviously not being able to play right now. And Josh Tolentino used the words IR. So, that's always scary. But he said the 22-year-old is optimistic that he'll be able to return in week 6 when the Eagles have a road game against the New York Jets. So it's looking like we're not going to get Nakobe Dean back till about week 6. That's the first I saw of it. Again, like yesterday, I was a little bit busy. Maybe I missed a bunch of news, but like that is not what I'm looking forward to. I'm not happy about that. Zach Cunningham has looked good out there. Nick Morrow has looked good out there. But I want Nakobe Dean back. That's damn near half the season he's going to be gone, and that is not good. That is not a good look, especially first year going out there trying to be a starter, trying to, be the green dot, trying to really get your foot in the grass as a Eagles defender. And first year, you're already, out for half the year. It's a little bit worrisome. I'm going to be 100% honest here. I didn't see that he was put on IR. I never saw that. I thought that it was like a 3 or 4 week thing. I could have just missed it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, at the end of the day, he definitely is on IR. I thought he was out for a couple weeks. I really did not think it was going to be an IR type situation that we would be waiting 5 weeks for him to come back, possibly for him to come back. So I'm a little bit worried about that. But he also talked to him and was talking about basically, what he was doing right now since he couldn't play and everything. And I thought that was very interesting as well. I want to pull that up if I can find it, which obviously, apparently I'm not going to be able to find it. Where is it? Oh, I'm going to pull it up because I thought it was a really good... My bad, y'all. I just want to pull this up because I thought it was really interesting. All right, here we go. So... when he talked to Nakobe Dean, he basically said, I'm going through the game as it progresses, watching the film and telling guys what I see. Dean said of his film study, even though I'm not playing, I want to meet with linebackers coach DJ Elliott and defensive coordinator Sean Desai on a regular basis and make sure they know I'm thinking in certain situations. So at least he's still mentally taking reps, right? I mean, that's pretty big, right? You want, especially the guy that's going to be the green dot, the guy that's going to be kind of the quarterback of your defense, you want him to be constantly in contact with this team and constantly kind of thinking about what he would do in certain situations. So I'm happy at the very least. That he's able to, get those mental reps, but it's tough, man. Did not have him till week 6. Mark, you're not wrong. Week 6 is 11 games left. It'll be okay. You're not wrong. Yo, Joe, any update on Reddick? Has his thumb been getting better? We need him back to form. 2 pressures so far this year is not ideal. Yeah, I mean, he's getting, it's a process, right? It's going to take some time. He's going to continuously get better. As long as you're not hearing anything negative, we're good. We're in a good situation. Look, Hassan Reddick has a lot of other guys on that defensive line to fend with, right? You're looking at Jalen Carter making a lot of plays. You're looking at Jordan Davis making a lot of plays. Josh Sweat making a lot of plays. Fletcher Cox making good plays. Like, there's a lot of guys on that defensive line that are eating right now. So I think that Hassan Reddick will get back to form when he gets back to form. Give him another week or 2. Let's see what happens. But I agree, that's definitely not what we want to see. What's going on, Show Nuff? What's going on? But look, at the end of the day, I'm hoping that this team has an answer for Nakobe Dean. I'm hoping that this team has an answer to what they're going to do while Nakobe Dean is out. It's a little bit worrisome, but we got to just keep faith in this defensive coordinator, keep faith in this team that they know what the heck they're doing, and we'll see what happens, man. But on the topic, right? You're talking about these guys getting, Hassan Reddick not necessarily getting the reps that we want, like winning the reps how we want him to, I should say. Jalen Carter is, Jalen Carter, this is from NFL Rookie Watch on Twitter. They said, Jalen Carter currently has more pressures, 11, than Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett, and Aaron Donald. Good company. More QB hurries at 10 than Quinnen Williams, who's dogging right now for the Jets. Micah Parsons and TJ Watt. The last two are guys that are being talked about as defensive players of the year already. He also has a higher pass rush win rate, than Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, and Kenny Clark at 19.3%. Dick Vermeil, obviously former NFL coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, a Hall of Famer, even said that Carter reminds him of Reggie White. That is high praise. That is high praise. I mean, you don't have to be born in the time that Reggie White was playing to know who Reggie White was. So, to be able to say that, that's saying something, and look, Dick Vermeil's he's not just a guy that's just going to say something, right? He's had a bunch of Hall of Famers on his team. He's had a bunch of great players on his team. Dick Vermeil's not just going to talk. So that means something to me. That definitely means something to me. Show Enough says, I don't think Reddick's thumb is the issue. The alignments are different from last year. There's definitely things he's got to get used to. I feel like he'll get back on track. I'm not too worried about him. Hassan is still getting, he's still pushing linemen back. He's allowing other defensive linemen to get in the backfield, because people have to watch on him. It might not be a necessarily a double team, but you have your running back a lot of times chipping, helping on Hassan Reddick. So, we have to wait and see. Obviously, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and act like what he's doing right now is what I want to see for the rest of the year, but I'm not too worried. I'm not going to sit here and be worried yet. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 40 people in the chat. Again, we do have a poll. We got 27 votes so far, and I want to know if you guys have faith in Mario Goodrich in the slot. We got 61% of you guys saying yes so far, and 39% so far saying no. So I want to see what you guys are thinking. What's going on, Chiquita? What's going on, Red Who? Get Patrick Queen. If we can get him, I ain't going to say no. You know what I'm saying? More the merrier, man. The more the merrier. Hassan started like this last year. Yeah, and so did Micah. My bad. I dropped my phone. Hold on. And so did Micah, right? Micah started off hot last year, and then he kind of started to fizzle out towards the end of the year. Had a good game against the 49ers, but he definitely fizzled out towards the end of the year. So, look, it's just a long season. Right? It's 17-game season. It's a long season. I am not going to sit here and get too worked up or too worried about what happens in week 2, week 1, but we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. EC says, I'm more confident in more of defense. What do you mean? Defense, offense? You're more confident in the defense than the offense is what you're saying? Then offense? Okay. I'm more confident. I'm confident in both, if I'm being honest, but I'm more confident in the offense. The offense at some point is going to have to get it together. They don't have the injuries that the defense has. Defense has a couple of excuses. I know nobody likes to hear that, but they have excuses right now. You're trying to figure out that secondary. You're trying to figure out that linebacking unit. It is what it is. I have more faith that the offense will at some point get it together, but I think that they both are. I think they both are very good, and I think that we've seen flashes from both, right? I think we've seen drives where we're like, okay, that's the Eagles we want to see. And then we've seen drives on defense that we're like, okay, is that the Eagles we gonna see? Okay. I can feel it now. So that's really where I'm at. I'm trying to take it day by day, see where we, land. That's really what it is. Eagles played Sunday, then played 4 days later, short turnaround to make adjustments on offense to what defenses are doing. Let's see what they do Monday night after a nice break. Very true. And not just that, we saw improvements as far as the adjustments went, even in that Patriots game, right? You look from the game 1 to 2, I think there was an improvement, especially on offense and, especially defensively. They went crazy, but, they gave up a lot of points, but there was improvement from game 1 to game 2. But in that game, within that Patriots game, I feel like you saw improvement. I feel like you saw them get better. So I think that they're learning to kind of work on the fly. They talked about this. I forget who exactly had the quote, but they were talking about, that Sean Desai was on the sideline figuring things out on the go, and that's what we're gonna have to do all throughout the season. We're gonna have to figure things out on the fly. People have a bunch of tape on us. We played more football than any other team outside of the Kansas City Chiefs, right? So they have nothing but film on us from last year. So they're gonna try everything in the book. They're gonna have a game plan going into our game, and we have to be ready to combat that however we can, and that's what it comes down to. I think this game will be Swole Batman's game. We will make it an emphasis to get the ball to him early, especially if Carlton Davis is out for the Tampa. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I mean, if they got some cornerbacks, which I know they did have their starter out last week, and then their backup, I believe, got hurt too in the game. I don't know what's the deal with him, but yeah, I mean, look, AJ Brown is gonna get his. I'm not too worried about AJ Brown getting his, but again, I'm not forcing it. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not gonna go into a game and say, all right, now today we got to get AJ Brown over 100 yards. Today we got to get Jalen Hurts over 300 passing yards. No, I just want to win. However that comes out, however that happens, and I don't want to start setting expectations numbers wise. You know what I'm saying? Stats wise. I just want to win. That's it. I just want to win. Why people hating on AJ when Jamar Chase just said in the article he wants the team to throw the ball to him? I mean, he definitely wasn't getting the ball at all. Hey, Joe Burrows is looking crazy right now, and nobody want to talk about it, but Joe Burrows is not looking good right now. That whole Bengals team is not looking that great right now, but nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about that. They want to talk about Jalen Hurts, and that's cool. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. If they ain't talking about you, you're doing something wrong. That's how I feel. But I want to remind everybody, guys, we do have a new show. He had to cancel today, so I'm not really sure if we're going to do today. I'm not sure what's going to happen today. But either way, go join the Pro Sports Fans app. I'm going to be in the chat. We're going to be chopping it up. Might go live for like 20, 30 minutes just to talk with y'all. So go on there at 1 o'clock. I'm most likely going to be on there, even if I'm by myself, just talking to you guys. If you guys want to do a call in, whatever you want to do, the link is going to be in the description. So definitely join. The show that we have is called The Link Up. So link on up with us. You know what I'm saying? Link on up with us. But the link, will be in the description. So definitely go hop on that, and let's have some fun, man, because I know you guys been wanting to talk. I know you guys been wanting to have a call in, been trying to find the best way of doing it. I think this is a cool way of doing it. No real holds barred. You guys can say whatever you want, do whatever we want. So, I thought this would be the coolest way to do it. So hopefully I see some of you guys there. But I did say we were going to talk about Mario. You guys were talking about him. Obviously, it's the poll question today. Mario Goodrich. Look, I have looked up everything I could on Mario Goodrich. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I have, every single film from every high school game and all that. I found everything I could. I've watched all of Clemson's games that I could. And look, I like this kid. I really do. I mean, even watching him in the preseason, shout out to Top Billin'. I've been watching a lot of his videos as of late. I'm trying to get him on the show, so not to send anybody, you know what I mean, but if you guys want to go on over to Top Billin' and tell him Joe's a cool guy, you know what I mean, maybe give him some maybe give him a little nudge to come on the show, because he knows what he's talking about. But I was watching some of his film breakdowns as well, watching some of the games on my own, kind of just trying to get a feel for what this kid is. And I like him, man. I said, honestly, I feel like he's Maddox 2.0. Maybe that's a reach, you know what I'm saying, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. He's not the fastest guy in the world. He's not the, he's just a smart, physical player. That's really what I like about him. And that's what I said. I said, I really like this kid. He's physical. He has great closing speed, which he does. And he's smart, man. I really, really do like what he has to offer. And I think we're going to see a really, really good player. To be 100% honest with you, I think that Goodrich is going to be he might be the guy that takes over in that slot. I really do like him. When you see him play, he likes to toy with offenses a lot. He gives a little bit of room when he knows that he can close. He uses the sideline very, very well. Top Billin' is the truth, Jersey. Yeah, he's dope, bro. He's dope, Drew. Go on over there, tell him, come join Philly for a show, man. You know what I'm saying? I know he doesn't do much collaborations, but that would be dope. Y'all know how I do. Y'all know how I get down with the interviews and everything. So Mark says, I just want to see Hurts be more comfortable in his decision making. These last two games, he was extremely hesitant to take off, exit the pocket when he needed to. I agree. Wyatt Brigade says, I feel like you had a moderator before. Let me get you one. He says, how do you feel about the team still doing running back by committee and going with who is hot during the game? To be honest, I'd rather have Swift as running back one and have Gainwell as a rotational piece. That's how I feel, Wyatt. I truly do feel like Swift showed you what he can do. Run behind him until he's not doing it, right? Until you feel like, all right, I got to switch things up. I got to go with Kenny Gainwell. Then you do that. But I think that DeAndre Swift is the guy. And I think that he deserves it. I think he showed every single thing you wanted him to show. So why not? Go out there and let him ball out, man. Let him ball out. I have more confidence in Ricks than I do Jobe. I love Ricks. I really do love Ricks. But, you know, Mario's been here for 2 years now, so he probably knows the defense a little bit better. He probably knows what he's supposed to do a little bit more. Eli, I think, is going to get his shot at some point, and I cannot wait for that to happen. I don't know if it happens this year, but I cannot wait to see what Eli Ricks does out on the field, because I think he was one of the most slept-on guys in this draft. I've been telling y'all that. Swift is the running back one. Let's stop playing. That's what I'm saying. Why not just give him his flowers, man? You got him here. Give him his flowers. That boy went out there and balled out. He did literally exactly what we wanted him to do. The Eagles fans was waiting to get a guy that can be a power back, that can make moves inside the tackles, and that's exactly what he did. So, like, go out there and let him ball out. Mark said, I'm tired of this team playing favorites. Swift should be running back one. What did I say? That hot hand stuff is BS. Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, look, if you go in there and you hand the ball off to Kenny Gainwell once and he gets 40 yards, hand it to him again. Let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But I agree that you're not just gonna say, well, he had a really good practice, so let's go with him. Like, nah, I'm not with that. Go with the guy who is your guy. You know, I really do feel like DeAndre Swift can be your workhorse. Go with him. Feel confident with him. Show him you feel confident in him. Give him that confidence that this team has my back. And I think that if you do that, it's gonna pay dividends. It's gonna pay dividends. You gotta go out there and show your team that you have faith in them. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I got faith in y'all. How about that? I got faith in y'all, man. We got 36 people in the chat. We only got 23 likes. 23 likes. Let's get those likes up if you guys don't mind. Have you heard anything regarding Blankenship and JB being ready for next week? So what Nick Sirianni said is that he expects them to be ready. He expects them to be ready, and Kenny Gainwell. So we'll see. You know, obviously, I think Bradbury should be fine because concussion protocol doesn't really usually last 2 or 3 weeks. Usually you can get out of that within a week. So I think that JB will be good. Blankenship a little bit more, you know, up in the air because it was a rib injury. Not sure the extent of it, but like I said, Nick Sirianni did say that he expects all those guys to go. The only guy that I'm expecting to still be out is going to be Nakobe Dean. And I didn't know he was going to be out till week 6. So, you know, even sometimes I'm late on stuff. It is what it is. I had no idea. But we are working on getting some interviews for this week. So this week I'm probably going to have either Thursday or Friday. We're working out the time. We're going to get Fran Duffy back on here. He's done some amazing breakdowns of the film. So I'm excited to kind of pick his brain again and see what he's thinking about this team. But look, we got some really good young players. You know, we got some really good young players. And I feel like the outlook for this team is very bright. I truly do. I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles have set themselves up for not only a chance at another Super Bowl this year, a chance at another Super Bowl this year, but also down the line. I think that, you know, 2-3 years from now, we're looking at possibly a Eli Ricks on the outside, maybe Josh Jobe, maybe a Mario Goodrich on the inside. Then you got all these defensive linemen, right? You really get to see what Nolan Smith is. You really get to see what Josh Sweat is. You really get to see, you know, what Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. You got so many young dogs. So it's exciting. I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm really excited about this team. It hasn't been... In 2017, I'll say it like this. In 2017, I was excited about that team, right? I was excited about the 2017 team. But I knew that sooner or later that team was going to be demolished, and I didn't know who was going to come in. Luckily, we were able to turn things around pretty darn quick, right? But I knew that the veterans were going to be leaving pretty soon, right? We were going to lose Zach Ertz. We were going to lose some of our offensive linemen, which shout out to Jason Peters. That man does not ever want to retire. Jason Peters looks like he's starting again. So, but, you know, yeah, Eagles did just sign Tywan Mullen. I don't know what they're going to do with him, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm excited about this team. I'm excited about the outlook of this team. Now, speaking of outlook, I want to look out and see what the NFL thinks about this team. Now, you see how I did that? Look out. So, Pro Football Talk. I don't know who you guys trust most. You know, should I have done ESPN? Should I have done Bleacher Report? Like, you guys let me know who you actually trust. I don't care about none of these, if I'm being 100% honest. It's just kind of something to talk about, kind of funny to see where people, you know, have everybody ranked. The Eagles right now are 4th in the NFL per PFT. So they got the Cowboys number 1, and I'm not mad at that. I'm really not that mad at that. The Cowboys at number 1, they kind of deserve it. I've said it before, they've looked great on both sides of the ball, regardless of who they've been playing. So they deserve it. They got it. Shout out to them. The 49ers, whatever. Brock Purdy, you know, if you want to talk about it, Brock Purdy, Mario Goodrich actually won a game against Brock Purdy, right? He got an interception. I believe he got a pick 6 against Brock Purdy. And then on the final play in that game, he swatted the ball away from Brock Purdy to win the game. So, you know, Mario Goodrich has a little bit of history with 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy. So maybe they meet again. And maybe they meet again in the playoffs. Maybe he has to, you know, get another pick 6, win that game for us. So we'll see what happens. And then you got the Dolphins at number 3, which I don't know if I really agree with. I'm not going to lie. I know that they had like a crazy week 1. You know, I know they had a crazy week 1, but they looked decent in week 2. I mean, I didn't think that they were out there, you know, demolishing the Patriots. So I don't know if I'm saying that they're better than us, but it is what it is. The Eagles at number 4. I can't be too mad at a top 10 finish, at a top 5 finish. If you want to look at the rest of the division, I don't know how the Giants are ahead of the Commanders, who are 2-0, but they are. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't really make much sense. The Jets shouldn't be at number 9, right? The Jets definitely should not be at number 9. The Giants shouldn't be at number 13. I would put the Lions up. I think the Lions should be in the top 10 right now. I would probably take the Bills out of the top 10 because they haven't been playing that great. I mean, you know, realistically, I don't really agree with a lot of their top 10. Now that I'm looking at it, you see Bengals at 21, but nobody wants to talk about that. I don't hear nobody talking about Joe Burrows. Number 22, you got Chargers, Cardinals all the way down at the bottom, who they had a chance to win a game. They had a chance. Panthers, I want to see them do better, but it looks like their quarterback don't even know how to line up. I don't know. I'm not like the biggest fan of this. Y'all let me know. I'm not the biggest fan of this. Taiwan is undersized corner, but he's a great tackler in space and isn't really that bad in coverage. Yeah, I mean, really that bad in coverage isn't a good way of, you know, explaining a cornerback. You know what I'm saying? You got to want him to be a little bit better than not really that bad. But we got 37 votes on the poll so far. It's kind of coming a little bit closer. Obviously, the question was, do you have faith in Mario Goodrich in the slot? So far, we're at 57% says yes, 43% saying no. I like Goodrich. And I'm not gonna stake my claim on him. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, if he doesn't work out, everybody can come here and, you know, talk to me about it. No, I'm not gonna say all that. But I liked what I saw, and I think he can be a really good player in this league. I think that he's gonna be something for us. So we'll see what happens, and obviously we're gonna take it game by game, and we'll go from there. Now, one thing I did want to talk about that I didn't, make a graphic for. Well, actually, we'll do the tryouts first. I'll save that for last. So, as you guys know, the Eagles did bring in a bunch of guys for tryouts. They brought in 6 different guys, William Jackson being one of them. We all know who that is. I don't think I have to really go too deep into that, but, you know, they did bring him in. They also brought in E.J. Jenkins, and I'll give you a little information on him really quick. Let me just pull up the notes that I had for him. Here we go. So we'll start with Ellerson Smith. We'll start from the bottom, I guess, work our way up. So he was from Northern Iowa. Smith had 63 tackles, 14 sacks, 21 and a half tackles for loss, and 5 forced fumbles in his last year at Northern Iowa. That's 2019. He's 6'6", 252, athletic freak. I think he had like a 9+ when it comes to his RAS score, which is relative athletic score. So he's a guy that could be definitely really good. He's a developmental type of guy. He was on the Giants. He got injured a couple times. So he's somebody that, I'm going to be honest with you, I got my eye out on. I got my eye for him because he is a guy that fits right up the Eagles' alley. I think he could be pretty good for the Philadelphia Eagles. Isaiah Moore was a 5-year starter at North Carolina State, NC State. He was a 3-time captain over there, 82 tackles, 15 of them for loss, 3 sacks, 3 pass breakups. And that was in his final season there in 2022. Excuse me. He was an undrafted free agent that went to the Chiefs. Another guy suffered some injuries. He got waived during their training camp. So another guy, obviously, all these guys outside of maybe William Jackson are going to be projects, right? All these guys are going to be guys that you kind of want to see what they can do for you, and if they have anything, that you really, really want to see. Again, I like Ellerson Smith. Isaiah Moore is another guy that has played a lot of football and has played pretty well. So, he's a guy that maybe we look at and maybe we're liking. Now, we also got EJ Jenkins. EJ Jenkins was a tight end. EJ Jenkins from Georgia Tech. He's 6'6", 245, and he was with the Jets. He was an undrafted free agent this year after he caught 17 passes for 316 yards and 3 TDs for Georgia Tech. Good size. They say willingness to block coming from GT's run-heavy offense. So, who knows? 6'6". I mean, look at this. Hold on. 6'6", 245. If he adds a little bit of weight, why can't you put him at offensive line? Why he can't be an offensive lineman? Maybe I'm bugging saying that. But, I mean, 6'6", 245, add like 30, 40 pounds. Give him a year, add 30, 40 pounds, let him learn to move with that. He could not possibly, don't forget, Jason Peters came as a tight end. Jason Peters came into the NFL as a tight end. So you got the athleticism, right? Obviously. So, he might be a sneaky guy. I'm not saying that it's definitely going to happen, but he might be a sneaky guy. You said Bradbury going to go with slot, put Job on the outside. Maybe they had Bradbury playing slot a lot in the look at that, I'm rhyming. They had Bradbury playing the slot a lot in camp, maybe because of a reason like this. They wanted to, cross-train a lot of their guys. We'll see what happens. It comes down to, do you trust Job more on the outside than you trust Goodrich on the inside? That's, I guess, what it comes down to. So we'll get the answer to that soon. But everything that I'm hearing, everything that I'm seeing is that it's going to be Goodrich starting. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. Beating the Giants with Danny Dimes and Jets with the Zach Attack, who Wilson makes you first in the NFL. Get the F out of here. Look, at the end of the day, we can't nitpick their teams that they've played. That they've went out there and they've won. That's all you're supposed to do. It is what it is. It is what it is. Week 2 power rankings honestly don't mean much, so it's just a talking point. I feel good for them. I'm happy for them because they're not going to see that for long, right? They're not going to see that for long. Next, we got a pair of running backs. John Kelly, he's 5'10", 205 pounds, a little bowling ball, right? He was a 6th-round pick for the Rams in 2018. He had 32 career carries for 96 yards, so not much to know about him. We'll see what happens there. The other running back, a little bit bigger, Bryant Koback. He's 6 foot, 210 pounds. He had 208 carries for 1,400 yards and 6.7 yards per carry, which is pretty nice. That's pretty nice over there at Toledo. 15 touchdowns in 2021. The Vikings signed him as an undrafted free agent in 2022, and he also spent time on the Seahawks practice squad, but he has never appeared in an NFL game. So this is all information that Jimmy Kempski put up. So shout out to Jimmy Kempski for his article. He went through all the guys. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely I implore you to. But yeah, look, these are guys that, like I said, there's a couple of the guys that it'll be interesting to see what the Eagles think of them. And there's a couple guys that maybe you switch their position and maybe they have a future in this NFL. I would not mind seeing what EJ Jenkins can do if he puts on a little bit of weight and maybe becomes a tackle or something like that. Philly, what's the word on Ringo? Any progress? Not really. Ringo, I don't think he's ready. I said early on in the offseason that they didn't want this to be a, just wait and see year. They didn't want this to be a red shirt year. But once he went out there, it just kind of looked like he was lost. He played good in practice. He did well in training camp and everything. But once he was actually out there, he just didn't look that good. And it was a little worrisome. So we'll see. I'd move my boy Gardner, Mekhi Gardner. That would be interesting. I wonder what they're going to... There's so many guys on this roster. There's so many young guys on this roster. Like, what? I don't know. There's so many things you can do. That It's exciting. It's exciting. It really is. How can you not be excited about this team? There's so many options. There's so many opportunities, and there's so many already good players, right? You already know you have really good young players. You have really good veterans, but you also have a couple guys that are unknown that people have high hopes for. So, and Ringo is another guy. Ringo is another guy that you give him a year or two, and he might be there. He might be there. He has the athleticism. He has the body. He has the speed. He has a lot of the tangible things, but you gotta get better at being able to turn your head around. You gotta get better. I mean, his footwork isn't absolutely garbage. It's not great, but it's not the worst in the world. You can get by because of his speed, and he has the speed to fix mistakes, right? If he's a little bit off, he can kind of fix it with his speed and athleticism, but you still have to be a technician. There's a lot of guys out there that are fast, that are quick, and they also have a good technique. So if you don't have technique, it's going to be tough for you to really, blow up in this league. It's just tough, especially at the cornerback position. I mean, the cornerback position, in my opinion, is the hardest position to play outside of maybe quarterback, because you don't know what's going on. You have to react to everything, right? The wide receiver knows where his spot is. The quarterback knows where his spot is. Defensive lineman, I mean, you have to get to the quarterback or you got to stop the run. It's not much. You do have gap assignments. You do have stuff like that. But with cornerbacks, you don't know where you're supposed to be outside of zone, maybe, right? If you're playing zone, you have this area to protect. But things break down so much, and especially in zone, you can get blamed for something that had nothing to do with you because somebody else broke their containment or broke their zone. And so it's like, I feel bad for some of these cornerbacks. You got to be damn near perfect to be good in this league, so it's tough. Jason Peters he was. I mean, but that's why I'm saying he was close to 300 pounds at the time, but that's why I'm saying, why not give this guy a shot, add some weight to him? I mean, what's like the smallest offensive lineman, I guess? You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what we got to look at, because I feel like you get to like 280, that's not terrible. If you're strong, it's all about footwork. It's all about leverage. I mean, if you can learn that, why not? Stout is always working it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why not? Why not try and see if he can be something? Stoney said, I think Job is better than Ricks at this point in the year. I haven't seen enough of Ricks to say that. I really haven't seen enough to say Ricks is not better than. I love Ricks. I love Ricks coming out of college. I'm a big fan of him. I was hoping that the Eagles took him late first. Obviously we didn't. But, you might be right. You might be right. Josh Jobe has more time in this defense, so I'll give him that. Like, Josh Jobe is probably more prepared to play in this defense, right? Because he's had more time. He understands this defense. Obviously, it's a new defense, but it's same concepts to a certain extent. So, dude was trying to say Juergens was too small, and he about listed close to 310. Damn. Yeah, but he was short. That's, I think, what they were saying as far as small. But he's not. I'm not agreeing with those people, but I'm trying to. Look, I mean, I could be wrong, but why not? Why the hell not? Why not see at least? Why not at least see? If he was a very good blocker in a run-heavy offense in Georgia Tech, why not? Ringo's ball skills are subpar. He doesn't know what to do when the ball is in the air. You ain't wrong. You are not wrong at all. You are not. I don't know what just happened to my computer. My computer just like updated something. That just scared the heck out of me. Go Birds. You already know, Amani. You already know. Facts. I saw it with him coming out of college. Hopefully he'll trust his speed and get better. Yeah, look, I will say this. I know that we probably have some new subscribers and everything, but you guys can go back to the video I did. 5 cornerbacks not named Kelee Ringo, because a lot of people were really, really high on Kelee Ringo. They were all just, we need to go get Kelee. Kalee's going to be the top 10 guy. I was trying to tell y'all, he's not as good as everybody's making him out to be. He was good. He, obviously, especially in college, especially when you have a defense as good as they did, it can mask a lot of his deficiencies. But when you watch him, there was definitely cause for concern. But he's young. He has time. He's on an NFL team. He has NFL training. So you got to hope that he just catches on, right? That's what you got to hope for. I like Ricks. He doesn't shy away from contact. Yeah, he's physical, man. He's physical. They need to have Ringo work with the wide receiver coach on ball tracking. Hey, that's a good idea. Good problems to have. Big facts. Juergens has Vea, Jonathan Allen, and AD coming his way. We gonna see what he's made of. I got faith in him. We got it. We gotta have faith. I don't know who goes in if he's not doing good. Maybe Tyler Steen. I don't really know who's gonna take over for him. Tyler Steen hasn't even really been active, so yeah. I mean, I think he's good though. I think that Cam Jurgens is gonna be fine once he gets like his footing in this game. Once he feels more comfortable, I think he'll be fine. It takes time, you know. It definitely takes time. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 50 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're like 50 away from 6,000, I think. Let me double check. Y'all know I hate lying to y'all. Yeah, we're 48. We're 48 away from 6,000. So if y'all could hit that like, that would mean the world to me. I would really appreciate it. Ringo might have a year this year like Jordan Davis was last year, athletic but with almost no technique. Jordan Davis, I think his injury was really what kept him off the field, if I'm being honest. I think that he was fine. It was just him getting better, getting that mentality. Like we talked about this a couple days ago, maybe last week. We talked about Jordan Davis saying that he's gotten in his mind. He said, I got in my mind that I'm not just a gap filler. I'm not just a run stuffer. Like he's more than that. He knows he can get to the quarterback. How we better try to extend early. Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of guys. I fully expect for us to restructure AJ Brown's contract so we can re-sign Devontae Smith next year. I fully expect Jalen Hurts' contract to be reworked in the next coming years. There's gonna be a lot of different things that need to happen. We're the kings of pushing money back, right? Well, that's what we do. We love to push the money back. So I definitely think that we're gonna see that. Thoughts on Sidney Brown? I love Sidney Brown. I haven't been able to see Sidney Brown obviously play where I want him to play, right? I want to see him out there playing safety, and I want to see him full-time doing it. I want to see what he's all about. But from what I've seen, special teams, that boy is a missile. That boy is just, he loves to hit people, loves to hurt people, and I like it. Obviously, you never want to see injuries, right? But I like to see my safety going out there and just flying to the ball. So I like him a lot, and we'll see what happens, man. Dan Sileo is an absolute idiot. All right, if I didn't care about monetization and trying to make this show as professional as possible, I'll probably say something a little bit, different. You know what I mean? Probably one of those bad words, but yeah, Dan Sileo is an absolute idiot. Davis pinned it. That's hilarious. That is awesome. Dan Sileo could be a backup. Dan Sileo. Let me just move on. JD is a stud, and I have no idea JC would be better day one. Jalen Carter is an absolute. I love that man, bro. I'm hoping I get my jersey. I won a jersey of him not too long ago. I'm hoping to get that pretty soon. I know they were like sold out for a little while, so potentially move him to safety. Ringo, I mean, that's a possibility. It helps you keep everything in front of you, so that's definitely a possibility. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll definitely see. We got some good safeties in this room right now. I like Edmonds. I don't think that they're using Edmonds enough, if I'm being honest. More contract money coming from the league and networks. Exactly. Yeah, the cap is going to go up, but also you're going to see some restructuring. You're definitely going to see some restructuring. It's just what we do. It's just what we do. Jalen Carter is structured with automatic restructures in it. Howie and his cap team worked magic. Yes and no. I mean, these next two or 3 years, I believe he's at his price. It is what it is. But once that's over, then yeah, it's gonna automatically become kind of dead years, dead money, and then we just kind of gotta re-sign him, and that clears that. So yeah, look up Dan's wiki page on his career. I'm gonna look that up after. What's going on, Gillette? It will make you laugh. I'm definitely gonna look that up. Jalen Carter, Davis, let that happen. NFL, let that happen. That's what I'm saying. The whole NFL just let us go out there and get two of the biggest dogs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dan is an Eagles coattail rider and a clickbait band. Yeah, as if he wants to play safety. Yeah, he said Jalen Carter. Yeah, he says some of the dumbest stuff in the world, man. You can't hang on what he says. He likes to get people riled up, but he knows we are good, just like to pick. That's the thing, but that's so corny. I'm sorry. Somebody told me that. I'm not gonna say the person's name, but somebody that works with Jacob Media, that I respect. He told me that, he knows what he's doing. He knows that he's just getting people riled up, which to me that makes it even worse. If I'm being honest, it's like, so you're just like basically playing with us. You think that we're so dumb that you could just do something, and some people are, because he has a good amount of people in his chat. So some people are just dumb enough to sit there and take the bait. So it is what it is. Are you going to the game this week? Oh, I'm out there. I'm still trying to figure out tickets. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at every possibility. Cause I'm broke, man. I'm broke. I got bills, brother. I got bills. I should have just bought the tickets when I had the money, and I didn't. I was thinking that the tickets were gonna go down in price, but I should have just bought them when I had the money. It is what it is. But we're gonna find a way. Usually tickets go down a lot game day out here. So, because I remember we went to the playoff game, and this is why I didn't want to buy the tickets ahead of time. A little story time for you guys. But me and my girl went to the playoff game. We spent almost $600 on tickets to go to the playoffs, right? To go see Tampa Bay mollywop the Philadelphia Eagles. We spent $600 to do that. And I'll never forget that. But that day, Gail Sanders, he was out there with the 4th and John team, we were chilling or whatever, and he told me he got tickets that day for like $100. I was so mad. So I told my girl, I was like, bro, we're waiting till the day of, and we'll see what happens. He said, what's up with Tone? I haven't seen Tone in a minute, actually. I haven't heard from Tone in a minute. He still does his show? I gotta go check his show. They wanted in his contract to have mandatory workouts with drug tests, and he dropped off. That sucks. It's called The National Show for a reason. He's here to do, yeah, whatever. He's a cornball. All right, too much Dan Sileo talking my chat. I don't like it. I know we all talking junk about him. I don't want to keep reading his name. Maybe Mailata. He does play devil's advocate role. I hope you get cheap good ones. Yeah, I'm hoping. I don't really care what the ticket. I'll sit on top of the stadium. I really don't care. Hey, just get me in there. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some good film. Let me get a good video or two, and we good. You think Maddox is done career-wise or for this season? I think he is done for the season, but are you talking about career-wise or for the season? What you talking about, Willis? What's good, Jason? What's good? All right, so last thing I want to talk about before we do get out of here, ticks they are kind of ridiculous right now, and it's crazy because the tickets to the Bears game were like $40. Like, what the heck, bro? I understand we're good, but come on, man. What do I think of Tampa Bay? They look solid with Baker. They do. I've been saying this. I've kept on saying this, Gillette. You guys need to understand that they are 2-0. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. They are 2-0. They have found ways to win. So we have to go out there and respect them. We cannot lollygag. We can't look past them. We can't look past any team. Every team is going to give us their 2,000%. If that's really Dan Sileo, I'm going to laugh. I honestly do think he's like a fan of mine, because my man's literally responds to everything I say. Like, I can call him whatever I want and he'll respond and be like, no. But I'm pretty sure that's just somebody being stupid, making their own Dan Sileo account. Maddox should go to baseball. I don't say that. The poll question needs a wait and see option. Yeah, you're right. So far, where we at with that? 49 votes so far. We got 54 people in the chat. We got 55% people saying yes, they have faith in him. 45% of them saying no. Said, come on the show. I know that ain't real. That ain't real. Rise a Cloud. I think we should sign Willie Jack. He's got more snaps in the slot. Willie Jack? Who the hell is Willie Jack? Then Goodrich. Who the hell is Willie Jack? Oh, William Jackson. I'm like, who the hell is Willie Jack, bro? We already got nicknames for him. Yeah, if y'all want him that way, we already got nicknames for him. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 54 people in the chat. The last thing I want to talk about is something that came up on Twitter. And I know I'm probably in the minority here. So I wanted to get this out there so we can end on a terrible note. I guess that's what my plan is. But look, there was, who was it? Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd described Jalen Hurts as a power running back. As a power running quarterback. That's what he claimed he is, right? What's going on, Stu? What's going on, Weezy? This is what I'm going to say. on a lot of things that he said, he's not wrong. And I think that the Eagles need to understand what he's trying to say. He was saying that the Eagles should not be ashamed that we're a running team, that we thrive off trench play. I agree. I agree. The more that we sit, and this is kind of what I was saying earlier. I'm not sitting here saying that all Jalen Hurts can do is run the ball. I don't believe that. I do believe that he's a good passer. I do believe he's a very good quarterback. And I do believe he's continuously getting better as a passer. But this team thrives off trench play. Why be embarrassed about that? Why be afraid of that? I want the Eagles to be who they are. Go out there and win games the way that you're supposed to win them, and that is in the trench. You spend so much money on your defensive guys, defensive linemen, your offensive linemen. Go out there and be who you are, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say it like I said. I'm not. Oh God, we got a Niners fan in here. How the hell did you get in here? How the heck did you get in here? But yeah, that's all I want to say. All right. I know a lot of people are upset that he called him a power running back, but I don't think you should be. I think that we should understand that at the end of the Niners is also the fake Cilio. Wow. We should be understanding of who we are. And that's it. Jalen is good at extending plays. You don't have to design run plays for him to run. Exactly. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is your running game is what you are built off of. Start with the running game. Run down these guys' throats, and then once you're running down their throats and they can't stop your running game, then go over the top. That's how it should work. That's how we win games. But that's how I feel. I'm too high for this. Hey yo. That might be real silly. I don't think it is, bro. I doubt it. Dan, if you want me on the show, DM me so I can tell you no to your face. But who was the NBC guy who didn't even rank Jalen Hurts? Oh yeah, Chris Sims, Phil Sims' son. That's what we call him, Phil Sims' son. Nah, he actually hasn't done well running the ball. I don't see the quick pass being utilized this offense. My whole thing is run the ball. That's all I'm gonna keep saying. Run the ball until you open up things in the field. You're not gonna get short passes. You're not gonna get short passes in this offense. You're just not. Unless that run game is going, because nobody's gonna go to the outside. Nobody's gonna care. If you're not getting people to bite on the run, nobody is going to care. So you have to get people biting on the run. It does not matter what people say. What's going on, Rome? It does not matter what people are going to say. People are going to say, oh, you guys don't trust Jalen. I don't give a damn. You know who's thrown 6 more times than Jalen Hurts? Dak Prescott. Okay, so do you not trust him? No, because there's context, right? So shut the hell up and let us play our game. Go out there, run the damn ball, and open up the rest of the offense. I don't care how many times Jalen Hurts throws the ball as long as we win. You know what I care about? I care about Jalen Hurts playing in the Super Bowl. That's what I care about. I don't care about his stats in the championship game. I don't care about his stats in the regular season. I care about us playing in the Super Bowl and him doing everything he can in order for us to win. And he did that last year. He made a big mistake last year. He made a huge mistake last year. So there was other players that did. But Jalen Hurts is our guy, and we know that. So I don't care how he gets there. Just get there. That's all I got to say. Jason, I wouldn't go on there because, honestly, I don't agree with him as a person. So it's not for me. I've been asked to go on Jacob Media. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's just not me. Jalen is a Pro Bowl running back. Niners all day. He ran all over your team. Here comes Officer Dave. Here he comes. Somebody need to lock this boy up, bro. I am so tired of Officer Dave. He's cancer. You're a cancer to this chat, Officer Dave. How about that? The fact that someone is making fake accounts to talk to you shows how much an impact you make on people. I'm sure it's someone you blocked. Probably. I haven't blocked that many people, so we can go through the chat. All right, now people are that. Now we're really getting trolls in here. Niners all day in here. Officer Dave in here. When Rome is the calm one, like, you know what I'm saying? Then something's happening. Fire Officer Dave, right? Trading AJ is the dumbest thing ever. He just wants attention. Officer Dave just wants attention. Hold on, how long can we put him in timeout? There you go. You get a timeout, Officer Dave. We're putting you in jail. I never time people out. But now, just because you're an officer, we got to put you in jail, handcuffs. And I'm getting off here anyway, so I really don't care. As insecurity issues, fake accounts, big facts. Concerned Cafe patron. Let's get you a moderator. I like that comment. That was a great comment. They scared as hell of the Eagles, Joe. They sure are. They sure are. They sure are. But hey, guys, I am about to get out of here. 1312 for Dave. R.I.P. Dave in the chat. R.I.P. Dave in the chat. but I am about to get out of here, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being patient. I apologize for being a little late today. But tomorrow we will be back, same time, same Philly morning show time. Philly morning Joe show. You know, I always wanted to say that. I'm sorry. But I love you guys. Y'all know I love y'all guys. And please, one more time, come on over to the PSF app if you guys want to chat it up. I'll be on there probably around 1 o'clock for like 20-30 minutes. You know, just chopping it up, man. Let's do it. Dip before he come back, Castro. Take care of me. Yeah, y'all know what it is, man. It's Fly Eagles Fly. And we out here. No. That was weak. That was weak. Let's restart that. Y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. Y'all do it with me now. Peace!
Everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season hit, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.